Now let's look at our audience. We want to make the devotion as relevant to our Fusion group as possible. It's important to remember that Fusion is not a youth group or a church. So the devotion needs to be adjusted and presented in order to be easily understood by both believers and unbelievers. Here are some questions that can help you think through who your audience is. What are young people in your community or town or context interested in? What are their hobbies? What do they do in their free time? What do young people in your context in general believe? Is the culture of your country or city rather atheistic, Catholic, Orthodox, agnostic? How does this influence young people? What are the characteristics of the generations of young people in your context? For example, Generation Z, Generation Alpha. What is your students' family background? What is their general view of the church or of Christianity? To what extent are they open to talking about faith or religion? What external pressures do they face in their lives? For example, at school, at work, with their family or peers? What topics might be more sensitive or challenging for them? And how do they communicate? Which social media platforms are most important to them, and how do they use them? What current political or global issues are interesting or controversial for your students? And what's trending right now? Music, TV shows, YouTube channels, etc. Some characteristics are universally valid for young people regardless of the historical setting we are in. For example, that relationships are most important to them during the teenage developmental period, and that they are more vulnerable to stress and peer pressure than adults because their brain development is still ongoing. But some characteristics are based on culture, generation, and specific context. It is important to keep asking, keep learning from your students who they are so that you can communicate with them in a way that they will understand.